Hi, my name is Bev Ferris and I am editor of Travel Mole, and I'm here today with Ray Martin from Not Just Travel. She is a home worker, and she is going to share with us some tips and advice about how to work from home, because I know a lot of you out there are now finding yourself in this situation for the first time. Um, First of all, Rain, I just want to say you've told me that you've actually just had some symptoms which suggest that you've actually had the coronavirus. So how are you feeling? Tell us what's been going on.
Well, my husband started off feeling not very well, and we've had the usual headaches, then sort of spikes in temperature, just feeling quite sort of breathless. Although we've been really lucky, we haven't really had the coughs, but then we're not really chesty people. And then the kind of weirdest thing was really the no smell, no taste. So, which is bizarre. And I have to say, I think I'm on day 12, and I've just started to get my taste back, but also you just feel really, really tired. So kind of after, which I'm normally really high energy, so that's been really weird.
And and you've got four children, so have they been fine? What's
Well, they've all been a bit coldy and like with the odd sort of rosy cheeks and stuff, but no coughs or anything. And they really seem quite kind of unaffected by it. But I presume they will also have had it as well, because we've
Yeah.
all been together now for, at least 2.5 weeks or so. So, yeah.
And you obviously you can't do a test to know for certain, but you're
No. Oh, I'd love to. It'd just be really nice to know. So, you could go out and see and help people. At the moment, I haven't been out for almost 2 weeks, so I'm just waiting for my kind of 2 weeks to be up. And yeah.
so obviously your home working situation at the moment is probably very different from before. You've now got your children at home, and presumably your husband's working from home as well. So maybe we can start off by talking about how you set yourself up and what your daily routine was like before the coronavirus changed everything for everybody. And then we can maybe talk about a bit about what's happening now, because obviously a lot of people who are now home working are going to be like you. They're going to have to juggle family at the same time. So let's go back to before these strange times.
The
First
old
of all,
days, the good old days.
old day, and talk about just talk us through your day.
Okay, so it was all quite straightforward, because I've been with Not Just Travel for just over 2 years, and I waited till my kids were all at school, because I kind of just knew I was going to have to really be focused. And so my general day is that I take them to school and I'm at my desk by about sort of 8:30, 8:45, and I then know that I've got until 3:30 when I pick the two younger ones up to do my work.
Right.
And what I tend to do the night before is kind of just get my to-do list, try and plan my time, kind of when I'm going to do my searches, when I'm going to do my social media, and I just kind of plan my day. I've also got two dogs, so I try and get away from my desk as well, because working from home is quite intense, because, and certainly my desk is in my kitchen. And I did actually I have got another area, but I just found with the kids, I kind of need to check that everything is going as it should do. So I found that just being in the kitchen meant I was kind of in the hub of the house, which is great during the day, because I'm kind of, they're not there. But after, when they get back from school, then I do need to check on the homework, and I'm sort of cooking tea, and in between that I am working. So I've got sort of 6 to 7 hours while they're at school, and then I tend to then work in between taking them to their classes and whatever in the afternoons, and then generally till probably about 8 o'clock at night. So I get my kind of full-time hours in, but in a
Staggered
way.
from three
Yeah.
onwards. So that's the thing. I think. I mean, I work from home as well. I do find that I often work well into the evening, which is something which would you I mean, in an ideal world, would you advise that? Do you think that's a healthy way to work from home, or should we be setting ourselves, and I know it's difficult to do, but should we be setting ourselves certain hours to
uh,
stick to?
I mean, in an ideal world, that would be great. But, thankfully, I've been so busy. And when I started this, I honestly thought I'd be sort of doing part-time and it would be a bit here and there. But actually, it just went mad. So it wasn't what I'd envisaged for my life. And at times it is really stressful. But actually, I feel so grateful that I can actually look after my kids and do my work as well.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I'm very focused and I'm very motivated. And when I say, I'm working from home and I'm in my kitchen, that can sound a little bit like, oh, I bet you're doing a bit of this and that. I actually don't. I just am a motivated person, so I do put those hours in. Also, you quite often you sort of know what you've got coming up. So sometimes I'll get up at 6 and walk the dogs then, so that because I know that I need all those hours that they're at school, which is obviously my main time. And then I tend to leave things for later in the afternoon and evening, things that I don't need to call anyone for. So it'll just be, if I need to do online research and stuff. So I really do plan it, and I do cram in all the hours. And ideally, it would be lovely if I picked the kids up and then I could be fully present for them. I'm not, sadly. Not. And you know what? They are really self-sufficient now, and they can cook quite well, and they help out. So I kind of think it's probably all good, really. But yeah, ideally, it would be nice if it could fit into the school hours. But you've just got to do what you've got to do, don't you?
So do you have breaks? Do you have a lunch break, or do you sit at your desk and eat your sandwich? How does...
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to say, oh yes, it's all so perfect and I actually don't. I'm kind of like, I have 1 cup of coffee a day and that's kind of, I make it, but I'm back at my desk. I sort of time that for something that I'm, that's nice to do, really. And then for lunch, I tend to just make my lunch and sit at my desk. As I said, I take the dogs out. Yeah, it's yeah, I try to, but it just, I'm just trying to cram everything into a relatively short period of time.
And do you have much contact, obviously, with your clients, but do you have much contact with your co-workers, home workers within not just travel? And is that important, do you think, to have communication with them?
Definitely. I mean, I have to say, not just travel, you have so much support, and everyone has like a personal travel coach. I'm actually a personal travel coach, so I have my own team. And so I'm obviously sort of talking to them quite often during the day, helping them with things. And also I do tend to call up other consultants just for a chat if I need advice. To be fair though, I'm on the phone most of the day to suppliers. So I do get my kind of interaction. But I do think it is so important, because there are times when things aren't going smoothly and all you want to do is just turn around and go, oh, what do you think? And of course there's no one there, and that can be quite sort of, you can feel quite lonely at times. So really important to keep in contact with people.
Before you were a home worker, did you work in a more of an office environment?
Well, no, I'd been at home for 12 years with the kids, actually. But before that I did, and I'm actually a really sociable person, and I love just having a little bit of chat here and there. So it is quite strange for me, but I also try and talk to my friends a bit as well, and but you definitely do need that. I think it's just to keep you sane, really, because sometimes you just think, is it me, or is everyone else mad, type thing. It is good.
Do you tend to just use a phone, or are you making use of all these new technologies that we're using more of now, FaceTime and Zoom and all the rest of?
Generally I'm on the phone, but actually, gosh, since the world's gone mad, I'm probably on about 4 Zooms a day to the other coaches, not just travel, to our teams, to other consultants, and that's been really great, actually. I imagine going forward we'll probably use it a bit more now that we've all got to grips with it.
You're right. I think maybe we'll all be working from home longer term now. Who knows? Yeah. So yeah. Any more tips and advice for anyone out there who's completely new to this?
Well, I mean, I would say it's quite important to have a sort of designated area, probably. At the moment, I'm not sitting in my designated area because I have all my children and my husband in there. But I do think it's really important to have your space that is, purely for work, that no one else is really supposed. I mean, every time my kids sit on my chair, get off my chair. I just think you have to have something that's for you. Like my laptop, no one is allowed to touch that, and I think that's really important. And so when you are actually at your desk, you are working, and that is your time to do that. That would be, definitely. And also, it's probably quite tempting at the moment just to come down in your pajamas and do a bit of work. I would say, and it's the same for my children. I say to them every day, before 9 o'clock, everyone needs to be showered and dressed and ready for the day. Even when you don't feel like it, it makes such a difference, I think, to your head.
No, I've actually made a bit of an effort today because I knew you were doing this, but I have to say I'm a little bit guilty of that, particularly at the moment, just to be working away in my pajamas. Yeah, I think you're. I've seen
because I do it all the time. I know. I think because I also see everyone on Facebook. Oh yeah, I've been in my pajamas all day, and I think I'm in that habit of just being work is work.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Oh,
thanks so much. It's been lovely talking to you, and I'm glad you're feeling better. And thanks for the advice, and good luck, and good luck to everybody else out there who's home working for the first time. Hang on in there. Take care. Bye.
Thanks a lot, Bev. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.